Whoa, watch this damage, guys! Whoa! Hey, what is up, guys? Clunky here. Hope you guys are doing super good, and welcome to the No BS one-shot Guardian Druid build and Dragonflight. Hope you guys are gonna enjoy this one. It's pretty fun to play. It deals huge, disgusting damage, and today we are gonna talk about the stats first, and then the talents. I'm going to include the PP talents explanations, and then we are going to go over the full burst rotation. I'm going to show exactly how to actually like deal 150k moles. And then I'm gonna talk a little bit about like insane macros, so you might want to check up until the end of the video, and don't forget to drop a like and subscribe too, because it freaking helps, and share this build and all of my other builds videos to your friends who might be interested in learning those characters. Okay, so first off, we are gonna talk about the stats. My stats right now, it's kind of complicated because I'm geared towards AoE damage for balance Druid. Okay, so I don't have the best gear possible. If you actually stack mastery a lot, you might be able to deal even more damage than I do. All right, so I'm just gonna explain very fast how it works, because it's super important that you actually understand how it works. All right, let me just explain you how the damage works for Guardian Druid, so you're gonna be able to understand a lot easier what's happening with the best stats possible for Guardian, right? So haste is kind of important if you just want to deal like ton of damage overall, as you might have seen in my other Guardian Druid gameplay videos. Haste is very important because you as a Guardian Druid deal most of your damage like as freaking dots. Like that's literally it. All of your damage as Guardian Druid comes from overtime effects, dots, alright? So haste should be kind of high, at least like 15%, because haste actually reduces your global cooldowns. Your global cooldowns is how many spells you can use, like how fast you can use your spells, basically. Okay, that's global cooldowns. So you don't want as much haste as me if your goal is to one shot, okay? But you're gonna deal reduced AoE damage. You're gonna like regenerate rage a bit slower. So keep that in mind. You don't want zero haste, all right? Basically, that's what I'm saying. You kind of want some haste. Not 24%, more like 15% would be a great place to be. All right. So next up, we got mastery. What's happening with mastery? It increases your mole damage. All right. It kind of not increase your dot damage, but it increases your physical damage. So everything you do, mangle, swipe, maul, they will benefit greatly from your mastery, okay? And your mastery actually increases your maximum health by quite a freaking ton, okay? Um, so you want to stack as much mastery as possible. If your goal is to only one-shot people, you don't care about like AoE padding numbers, you just want to deal insane mole damage. uh, if your mastery is like 24%, 20%, 25%, you're gonna hit a lot harder than what I'm hitting right now, right? Like double the amount, like 200k moles, 250k moles, easy as heck. So now that we got haste and mastery covered, let's go over versatility. Versatility literally increases damage and healing done by insane amount, right? Insane amount. It increases my damage and healing done by 33%. It says 34%, but anyways, so it's very good. You want that to be super high, especially as a tank, because it decreases the damage taken by quite a lot too. My damage taken is reduced by almost 17%, which is not bad at all. Um, And that's pretty much it. So my stat, as I've said, are pretty messed up. I'm geared for haste all the way, which you should not. You should be geared with a lot of mastery. Okay, we are playing with the 4 tier sets because let's read it up real quick. When you take damage, mangle and trash damage and rage regeneration are increased by 15%. Okay, good, because you need a lot of rage to spam those moles. Good. And you heal for 6% of the damage taken over 8 seconds. Very, very freaking good. Absolutely insane. Your heals are gonna be disgusting with it. Mole damage increased by 24%. That's where it gets interesting. So you guys need the 4 tier set bonuses, which you should have by now. The expansion is already like we're already deep into Dragonflight. So you should have it by now. Mole damage increased by 24% and casting Iron Fur or Mole increases your maximum health by 3% for 12 seconds, stacking 5 times. 3% times 5 equals 15%, so it's pretty freaking insanely good. For my main weapon, I'm actually using Scale Warden's Battle Staff. And I've equipped an enchant which is called Sophic Devotion. It's pretty good and increases your main stats by a lot. Where you can get that staff, pretty simple. We are in a PvP area in Valdraken right here. Okay, see my marker. You can talk to Seknar, this guy over here. It switches every week. This guy gives you PvP world quests, and then when you complete them, you get a trophy of strife. Okay, and then you can come over here. Buy this weapon right here, Scale Warden's Battle Staff. Like, just be super careful to pick the one that gives mastery and agility, right? And then what you can do is come to this guy right here, upgrade the item with your Trophy of Strife, okay? And get the max level, max level and get the max level upgrade. Okay, so it's very important because it kind of adds a lot of damage. Like, it gives you a lot of verse and a lot of mastery. I mean, you could go without it, but I feel like having that extra mastery is super important. As I've told you guys before, mastery increases your max health and also your attack power by a lot. Okay, so 11% mastery increases my attack power by 15%. Super, super huge. On top of our verse, increases damage by 33%, and mastery increases your attack power by 15. So that's a lot of freaking numbers, right? So now that we spoke about the stats, I've explained everything. Okay, if I've missed anything, just let me know down in the description. Okay, now we are going to go over the talents, and I'm going to explain which talents are super important, how they work, and then I'm going to go over the burst rotation. All right, so the talents, pretty simple. Let's just go over the PP talents real quick. Okay, we are going to use Alpha Challenge. Why? Because basically it gives your grow a debuff. Okay, so whenever you press growl on someone in BGs and PP, well PP, rated PP, whatever, it gives you it actually increases the damage taken on your enemy by 3% for 6 seconds. Each unique player that attacks the target increases the damage taken by 3%, up to 5 times. So 5 times, that means you're going to deal 15% more damage to the target if there's a lot of people attacking that target. It's pretty good. You're going to see much higher numbers, okay, especially with high mastery, high verse. Next up, I like using Den Mother. Why? Because it increases your maximum health by 15% on top of when you use Iron Fur. Mauls, it increases your health by a lot, so it actually boosts your health pool by a lot, allowing you to keep you in combat, like staying alive for very long periods of time, building up all of those stacks, which I'm going to explain shortly, because it's very important that you understand that or it won't work. All right, so yeah, it reduces the sun effects on you by 15%. Like, that's 2 freaking bonuses for one. Pretty good passives, but it is what it is. Overrun. It is the most insane broken ability. Like, it's basically a warrior's freaking charge, but with a stun. Okay, it knocks back all the enemies around your target, and it stuns your main target for 3 seconds. It only has a 25 seconds cooldown, so you're going to be able to use it so often. And combined with freaking Typhoon, it's gonna be so hard for your enemies to actually cast something. Like when you're setting a healer, you will be so annoying, man. They're gonna be so annoyed at you because you can kick them, you can Typhoon them, you can overrun them, you can cyclone them, you can like mighty bash them. Like there's so many ways that you can actually like prevent them from casting. It is just dumb. Like it's one added stun effect, and it's pretty good because it allows you to close the distance on your enemies. Like sometimes, like people are kiting in PP, but no more with overrun. You're literally rushing at the guy, stunning him for 3 seconds, pushing everybody away. You're disrupting everything, and it's just OP, guys. So alright, so the main two important things to know about with this build is we are playing with stacks. Stacks, what do they do? Okay, we are playing with Tooth and Claw. Auto attacks have a 20% chance to empower your next cast of Maul or Raise, stacking up to 2 times. An empowered cast of Maul deals 40% increased damage, costs 100% less rage, and reduces the target's damage onto you by 15% for 6 seconds. So it's a lot of benefits into one. It only costs like 1 point. It's super, super, super strong. And I'm going to explain a little bit how this actually synergize with Vicious Cycle, okay? So we are playing with Tooth and Claw, which increases your Maul damage. It stacks, it deals disgusting damage. And Vicious Cycle, what it does, it stacks with Tooth and Claw, and it increases the damage of your next Maul by another 15%, and it stacks up to 3 times. So you get the point where we are going right now, right? So right now I'm going to show you guys a little trick that is going to make your life so much easier as a freaking Guardian Druid, man. It's going to be such a blast, man. All right. So I'll let you go on Curse Forge, all right? And I'm going to let you download the add-on, which is called Weak Aura, all right? Weak auras on CurseForge. Okay, just pause the video right now, go download that, and then I'm going to explain you how to make a freaking aura that is actually going to show you when you have all the stacks, when you're ready to burst, and when you're going to deal the most damage possible, right? So I'm assuming you download weak auras by at this point, so I'm going to show you guys how to set up those weak auras. All right, so we're gonna make pre-made aura icon default. I'm gonna go with buffs, and we are gonna search for Tooth and Claw. Right, take Tooth and Claw. We're gonna use always show. All right, so boom, we got it right here. Right here, we got a weak aura. So what this aura does? It's going to show you the stacks on your characters, on your Guardian Druid. Like, it's going to show your number of stacks available, which are going to increase your next Maul. So it's very important, okay? So I'm going to just delete this one because I've actually made 2 freaking weak auras right now. And you should do the same, okay? You should do the same for your other yes, your other passive, which is called Vicious Cycle. Okay, both of them. Make a weak aura for Tooth and Claw and Vicious Cycle, right? So I'm assuming at this point you've made those weak auras. So this is what it looks like on the left side of my screen. I can see that I have like 1 stack of each, all right? I have like 2 stacks of both. I got 2 stacks of both, and by this time, oh, we got 3 stacks and 2 stacks. All right, so my next mole, without any cooldown, is gonna deal quite a lot of damage. Let's see. Oh, with 0 freaking cooldown, dude. Are you kidding? All right, let's. It does not show on freaking DPS meter. It's glitched for some reason, but we did 120k freaking mole. 120k mole with 0 cooldown, guys. 0 freaking cooldown, okay? But I'm gonna explain everything when we actually do the burst rotation, right? Make those weak auras super, super, super slept on and insanely powerful. All right, so the next talents that you need to know about, Lunar Beam. Lunar Beam, what it does, summons a beam of lunar light at your location, okay? Increasing your mastery by 15%. Okay, these small amount of damage and it heals you for quite a little bit of significant damage. But what happens is it gives you 15% mastery, and you remember, mastery actually increases your damage of your moles. So you see the point? If I would have used that Lunar Beam on my mole, I would have dealt 15% more damage on my mole. So very, very good. You want to always do that when you are bursting. Also, Lunar Beam is considered to be like your mini go. But I won't get too deep into the details here, okay? You want to pair it, your Lunar Beam with Rage of the Sleeper. What it does, it increases your damage done by 15%. So 15% more damage, 15% more damage. You see where this is going? With all the stacks from Tooth and Claw and Vicious Cycle. Like, you see where this is going, right? All right. What you need to do as a Guardian Druid is get all those stacks. When you see them on the screen, you know that your next mole is going to do insane damage. You can then go ahead and overrun your enemy, stunning them for 3 seconds, allowing you to actually use all of your cooldowns and start moling right away, like mole spamming your target, dealing huge, disgusting damage. I'm gonna show you guys the full burst rotation right now. Alright, so as I've explained, targets that you hit with trash take more damage. Overall, like, it stacks up to 3 times, so it's always important to keep those trash stacks on the target. Very important. Like, if you don't do it, you won't deal damage. That's basically how it works. Also need to keep Alpha Challenge on your target, which is kind of super easy to do, honestly, unless you get CC'd away for like 6 seconds or 7 seconds. And yeah, so that's basically it. So we're gonna start off trying to get trash up as fast as possible. Use swipe when you have nothing else. We're going to use trash, mangle, and then we are building some stacks right now. Okay, we lost 1 stack, so we're kind of just like waiting. We're chilling. Of course, we could go and start pumping with only 1 charge of Tooth and Claw, but I feel like, oh, we actually got it. All right, you guys are ready, and we start pumping right now. Ooh, 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 ooh. 115k DPS on a freaking Druid, guys. So you see, I've made a mistake right there. I've made a mistake, but I kind of need to explain to you. I let my trash stacks fall off. You need to not do that, all right? You always need to prioritize keeping your trash stacks on the target before they fall off. But because it takes a lot of time to build up, it increases your damage done on them by a lot, and it's super, super, super good. I'm also gonna explain a little bit about how trash works. Okay, it's super OP. We did 100k, 152k. Balls. And remember, this is without like saltwater potions. This is without freaking Zerker buff. You are going to be able to deal 200k's balls, especially if you have better gear than I am. Because as I've explained, I have no mastery. Like if you have decent mastery, you're gonna be able to deal even more crazy damage. Okay, it would be annoying to gear my character again. I'm just a little bit lazy, but I felt like making this guide for you guys to actually like have fun playing Guardian Druid. So if you learned anything, please man, hit the subscribe button. I'm not kidding. My channel is about no BS. All right, so we did kind of okay damage with the rest of our abilities, but that's not the main goal. Our goal was to deal as much damage as possible. With Moles, I think we did pretty well. We went like 120k DPS for like a couple of seconds, which is super dumb. And that's we are playing a Guardian right now, right? So before we move on into the macros, I just wanted to explain. Okay, I'm recording. Ursoc Fury. Why I said that trash is absolutely broken. Remember when I said that? Every time you trash people with this talent, okay, we're just gonna do it a couple of times. Okay, we trash, we trash, we trash. It gives you basically a shield that absorbs freaking damage, okay? Right now, my shield absorbs 160k damage. Free. That literally every time you're using trash, which is no AoE, it's everything around your target, so possibly dozens of people. It gives you a big freaking shield that the enemies actually need to go through before digging into your health pool. Very insane. Sitting at 220k absorbs right now. It's freaking good. It's OP, guys. You need to play with that one. I would like if you actually want a little bit more damage. Um, you could actually switch Ursocs with Convoke, but I feel like Ursocs actually like grants us a little bit more survivability because Guardian actually flops very freaking hard. Alright, so now that we spoke about the stats, we spoke about the talents, PvP talents, we spoke about the weak auras, and I've shown you guys the full burst rotation. We're going to talk a little bit about macros, okay? I'm using some pretty cool macros for my Guardian Druid right now, okay? So, for Guardian, I've made this cool macro. What it does, it uses everything, okay? It uses freaking everything. It uses Rage of the Sleeper, okay? You don't need that macro, but if you use it, you're gonna find it a lot easier to actually like start bursting right away and start pumping. Okay, so it uses Berserk, Lunar Beam, Rage of the Sleeper. Okay, everything we spoke about. But be wary, they are on the global cooldown, so you have to press this this freaking macro a couple times. Okay, it's going to use Berserk, Lunar Beam, Rage of the Sleeper, and then it's going to use Elemental Potion of Ultimate Power, Saltwater Potion, and if you're playing as a Troll Druid, it's going to use your Troll Ratio, which grants extra haste, alright? So it's pretty freaking OP, and I'm going to link it down in the description so you guys can always check that out. I forgot that not everybody knows about the potions of elemental power, so I'm going to just talk a little bit about those. You can buy them from the auction house. They don't cost that much gold, and truly they kind of make your damage quite freaking insane. Okay, same thing for saltwater potions, though depending on which one you're using, what you want to do is go into the macro. All right, go into the macro, bring up your inventory, remove this part right here, delete, and elemental. Okay, so you want to copy the type of potion that you have into the macro just to make sure you have the right kind of potion. So we do that by holding shift and left clicking, and then boom, it's in your macro section. You save that, you drag it to your bars, and when you're gonna use that macro, it's gonna use the potions that you actually bought. Okay, so same thing for salt water potion. All right, they kind of cost not that much depending on the servers you are in, but it actually increases your damage by 30%. 30%, guys. So what we did on the freaking mannequin on the dummy, like you can expect to hit even higher in PP with those potions. All right. If you learned anything, please hit the subscribe button, man. My channel is no BS information, and my goal is to make great builds and allow people to have a lot of fun. So if you value information, great informations above anything, please hit the subscribe, share my channel to everybody else. Thanks a lot for watching. Really do appreciate it. Hope you guys have a lot of fun. See you in the next one, and stay awesome, gentlemen.